Brother teacher here. Are you in a relationship that's committed and you trust your partner with some of your deepest, most personal secrets? Or just you, maybe in general, believe that you can tell your partner virtually anything and it would be safe with them? Male or female, doesn't matter. I don't particularly subscribe to telling your partner everything that you know, everything that you possibly can tell them, everything that you can tell them that's your secret, as it were. Let's say you get into a relationship with someone and you're in the beginning stages of that relationship. You might be courting or dating. Do you feel the need to tell your partner about your past? Don't everyone raise your hand and start shouting, "Oh yeah, have no problem telling my lover, my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whomever about my past." That's a tricky subject. First of all, you need to ask yourself, why are you telling them about your past? What's your reason? I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. One lost art that people either never had or haven't used in a long time is the art of thinking, critical thinking. It's pretty rare nowadays, unfortunately, to think things through before you speak, even before you act. Critical thinking. Because without critical thinking, you can end up in a world of harm. So this video is really predicated on telling or confiding in your female partner or wife, telling them and or divulging secrets. Should you tell your wife or your girlfriend or your female spouse your secrets? Who you used to date, how often you dated, how many people you have dated or been with or had sex with, or about your family tree, and about maybe even negative things that you've experienced in your life, your criminal history if you have one, or things about your family that are of a personal nature that really should be left within your own family. Have you ever done anything wrong that you would never tell the average person or even your friend that, but you would tell your other half? I want to say no. Let's wipe my whole slate clean as if I'm a virgin sitting here. And I'm not. But let's just pretend that I'm someone who has never had a past with a woman, never been married, never had any children, and so forth. And I meet someone and they have a past. And they say, hey, I dated X amount of men in my lifetime. And if it were me, her partner, I'd pump the brakes, tell her to pump the brakes. Excuse me, dear. Excuse me, sweetheart. You don't need to tell me that. With all due respect to you, I don't need to know that. If it's not something that's going to affect you and I in a negative way, I don't want to know it, and I don't need to know it. I find that sometimes people feel like they just want to build some confidence in you, in them, by sharing intimate things that they have experienced in their time past. They think that that's going to make you keep them, or they think that that's going to make you trust them even more. But men, beware. Beware, men. Don't tell your future wife, don't tell your present wife, don't tell your present girlfriend or significant other, spouse, or your female date about your past. As I forestated, if it's not going to affect either of you in a negative way, why are you telling them that? Because if you are dating, if you are in a committed relationship more properly, if you are married to a woman and you tell her your deep, dark secrets, good and bad, if something were to happen where you separated or you broke up, guess what you have done, my friend? You have given her ammunition to fight you. It is best to not tell her anything at all. I'm not saying just be a total blank. I'm just saying as it relates to personal, intimate secrets, things that are harmful or could be if they're used the wrong way. Don't tell them to her because she's not going to keep the secret. If you break up, she's going to tell her girlfriend. And quietly, if you are maybe married, particularly if you are dating one another or girlfriend, boyfriend, if you will, if you want to use that expression or term, um, she will tell your secrets if you don't break up. I have experienced this myself. I won't go into details, but I was with someone many years ago and they had a best friend. She had a best friend. And she let me know one day, just through casual conversation, that she had told her best friend some personal things about me. And I said, wait a minute, girlfriend, I don't like that. And she said, well, that's my best friend. She's not going to tell anybody. Oh no, we don't do that. Because if we start doing that, then you and I are going to have a problem. More so, you're going to have the problem. And we're probably going to be history. You're going to be history. We don't do that. So I'd rather not share something with a woman, with my spouse, if somewhere, God forbid, down the road, that we were to part, separate, break up, and then women have a way of being vindictive. They attack you verbally because they're functioning primarily on emotions, not on logic, not on truth, not on science, and not on reason, on emotions, my feelings. She's functioning by way of her feelings. And her feelings can be up and down on the Richter scale, all over the place. And if you're women, a lot of times you might disagree with this. And some of you probably are laughing because you know that it is true. And God forbid that you are bipolar in any sense. I've seen that play out in other people's relationships. Don't tell your woman your secrets. Don't do it, guys. It's going to come back and get you. It's going to bite you really hard. So, if you're in a committed relationship, love one another, respect one another, respect one another's wishes within reason, have a mutual love for one another, compassion and empathy, if you will, as well, sympathy when it's appropriate. But you don't have to feel compelled to tell them every single thing about you guys. How many women you dated, how much money you have in the bank, uh, if you stole something from a parent or someone in time past, if you robbed a store. Don't tell them anything like that. Why? Does it affect your relationship? Not telling them? If it doesn't affect your relationship, not telling them, continue to move on. Leave it in the past. That's your past. Have a little self constraint, self control, temperance, if you will, and just enjoy one another. Hopefully for many, many years. But don't tell your secrets to your woman because she's going to use them against you if you were to fall out of love. And while I'm on that subject, falling out of love, let me say this. Once upon a time, I thought, as many of us did, growing up, you heard of puppy love and childhood love and things like this and infatuation. I thought that you could fall in love with someone. Don't believe that anymore. I believe that you can love someone, but falling in love, that's pretty much in the movies. This big grandiose picture of you meeting this hunk if it's a man, or this beautiful prima donna if it's a woman, or Amazonian, what have you. You fall in love. What are you falling in love with? What does that really mean, falling in love? Now, you can have certain things in common. You can have a lot of likes and dislikes. You can see politics the same way or religion the same way, as it were. But that shouldn't make you fall in love. Those are just things that you have in common, and maybe things that you agree upon. But I don't believe that you can fall in love with someone. I believe over time, through your experience with one another, you can learn to love each other, and then that love remains for a period of time, hopefully for many, many years. And if it doesn't last for many, many years, maybe you were mistaken. Maybe you were disillusioned. You thought the person was one way and they turned out to be another way. Maybe you were looking at them aesthetically, just from the outside, and not from the content of their brain. Their brain. Whatever the reason is, you can love someone, but you can't really fall in love with someone. You can say that all you want to. I fell in love with so and so, but 5 years down the road, you fell out of love. So you never really fell in love, did you? Think about that. So again, never, ever tell your woman your secrets. I mean, that's what a secret is, right? Something that you hold privately. They don't have to know your secrets. And honestly, on the flip side, you don't have to know theirs either. This is Brother Teacher. Are you holding back some secrets from your mate, male or female? Is there something that you should tell your mate that's going to make the difference in you all having a better relationship? Is there something about you that you're afraid to tell your mate that's important because it might hurt them, but it might be something that they need to hear? Think about this. But I want to say this before I close. Be honest with one another. You shouldn't go into a relationship lying to your spouse. And you spouses, male or female, don't try to bleed your spouse for information. Don't try to demand that they tell you anything about themselves, because you have to have a motive behind that, right? Why do you want to know how many men your girl has been with or dated? And how many girls your man has dated? I think I said that right. Ladies, how many men have you been with? I'm not asking you that question. I don't care how many men you've been with if you're with me. And you shouldn't care how many women I've been with. After all, I'm with you. That's the way you should see it. That was really it. That was all. I stammered a little bit. I had a couple topics I was going to talk about, but this was the one that popped out at first, and I was a little unprepared. But it's okay. You know me, and I know you for the most part. Let me know if you believe that you should share your deep secrets with your mate. I started out saying with your woman, but it can be either way. Okay? I would love to know. Put it in the comment section below, and let me know this also before I go. I'm sorry, I said that twice already. Let me know this. Have you ever made the mistake of telling your spouse, your significant other, a secret, and it backfired on you, and it caused you to break up or to get into some tumultuous situation or some fight, physical or verbal or otherwise? Okay? Let us know. I'm out.